is amazing. Hector is one of my best friends now. We definitely had some rocky patches while we were filming. He's just a wild kid, you know. He flies by the seat of his pants. He's driven by his emotion, and sometimes it's not the most logical, but he always manages to come through unscathed. I don't know how he does it.
We are back with more Hector stuff. We've got some new footage to show. We've got some new information about him. And yeah, what he has done is absolutely disgusting, that I don't think anyone should work with this man ever again. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. We're going to be looking at stuff. So this came out from the New York Times, which is, again, something I didn't kind of realize that they'd gone a little bit more deeper into everything. It says, Mr. Rivera, whose stage name is Hector David Jr., was charged with battery in Idaho after a video showed him pushing an older man who used a walker, the police said. So I'm hoping that when he gets arrested, we'll see body cam footage, because I would quite like to see that, and how he's going to try and get out of this and be like, it wasn't me. Just fucking scumbag that he is. Now, this is pretty much everything so far. We're going to look at some footage in a minute. It says here, an arrest warrant was issued on Wednesday for an actor who appeared for years as the Green Ranger in Power Rangers films and television shows. And if you're wondering about films and, like, you know, Clash of the Red Ranger and all that, all those little mini things are films apparently. After a video showed him pushing a man in his 60s who used a walker, the police in Idaho said. Hector David Rivera, 35, was charged with a misdemeanor of battery in Idaho after a video surfaced on Friday showing him in a dispute with an older man, said Cameron, a spokeswoman for Nampa Police Department. Napa is a city west of Boise with over 100,000 people. So it basically, again, we've got the camera footage and a guy parking spot between a man wearing a New York Patriots jersey and another who is a walker. Now we know that Rivera is a resident of Florida and Idaho, so there you go. State records show he was charged with a misdemeanor rather than a felony because the man he pushed told the police that he was not injured in the encounter. So again, count your lucky stars, you piece of shit. Count your lucky stars. So the misdemeanor charge carries a maximum sentence of 6 months upon conviction and a maximum fine of $1,000. The search warrant and charges were not immediately available, and representatives for Mr. Rivera did not respond to requests for comment. You kind of think that you would, but how can you go against proper stuff right there? So this is what I want to focus on here. Court records show that Hector David Rivera Jr., 35, has been charged with other crimes in the past, including resisting arrest in Hillsborough County, Florida in January 2023 and battery related to domestic violence in Broward County, Florida a month later. It's not immediately clear if Mr. Rivera was convicted or served prison time. We don't know. But you're like, oh my God, like, no, I can't believe it. The Green Samurai Ranger who's talked about love and respect, and you know, he's done this. No. Oh, wait, there we go. Look at it right here. It's all there. You know, Broward County, Florida, domestic violence. And there is his name, I'm guessing maybe signature. You've got the judge right there, signing right there, 21st of April 2023. Oh my God, like what? And here we go. Here's the next one. So it's definitely got his name. And the main thing is, on February 15th, 2023, the defendant was arrested for touch or strike battery domestic violence by the Broward Sheriff's Office. The arrest was based upon the incident alleged to have occurred on 14th of February 2023. So he has been arrested. He has this. This is just so fucking. On March 27th, 2023, the state of Florida filed an information alleging one court of battery. Fucking scum, Hector. Fucking scum. We're going to play some of Henry's stream to kind of go over a few things right now. Yeah, you're going to see a lot of stuff from this video that I think generally Hector should be locked away for the maximum time and literally shunned from this entire community. If you're going to be doing this to an elderly gentleman, then you shouldn't be a Power Ranger or have anything to do with the Power Ranger community, because this is not what you stand for and what you preach. Anyway, let's go as effectively.
This is the full video, okay? Now, let me give you some context. For context purposes, this video is slightly about how he parked in a handicap spot, okay? And I edited the first half. You're gonna see it as intended, but there's some things I want you to look out for, right? As you see, Hector is outside the victim's car. Like, he's in his car. Guess what happens? He's chilling. Boom. Hector comes up with the phone out, as if that's supposed to intimidate someone.
Can you imagine, like, you're just parked up, you've got your handicap plates, you know, you're about to go into your entire, I don't know, like, do what are you doing in this shopping mall or something like that, and then suddenly someone comes out and you think, shit, you know, could this go on TikTok? Could this go on whatever live? What are you doing? Now, you could have other means of, like, why is someone coming up to your car, taking images? You know, could they want to be stealing stuff? Who knows? But when I kind of see this, like, it's Hector who, like, starts all of this. It's not this elderly man that's, you know, kind of like shouting at him or whatever. Hector just comes out of nowhere and starts doing this. It's just fucking scummy.
Whatever you want to call it, he's recording him. The guy is taking pictures of him. Everyone's recording everybody. Let's keep it going. Let's watch this tape. Let's watch it where you get more context. Now, there's no sound to it, but there's the argument, well, we don't know what he said. Well, what could he have said to make you want to push a elderly man with a walker to the ground? Okay? You let me know. So now, tempers are about to calm down. Hector, you're about to see, walk away. Now, I speaking to the victim, the argument was about the lack of handicap tags. And Hector is of the opinion that, hey, the victim doesn't have handicap tags. And he's like, I have handicap plates. But when people are anger and rage because Hector is clearly in the wrong, as you see, he's parked in a handicap spot. And according to the victim, he did not see a handicap sticker in his car.
Imagine you go up to someone having a go, like, oh my God, you've got no plates whatsoever, like, you know, fuck you type thing. And yet you've parked in a handicap zone and you don't have anything to talk about it. Like, what the hell? Is it something that you, like, did Hector think that he was going to get a gotcha moment? Like 100% be like, oh man, you must feel bad. Like, yeah, fuck you.
So there's that. And I don't think Hector is handicapped, but you know, maybe he has a sticker. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt, guys. Still talking, still talking, still talking. Now, watch this. Watch this. Hector is walking away. He's walking away. He's walking away. Watch it. He walks away. He looks back. Now, what he's looking back at is there is a white car that's giving him stuff for harassing the old man, according to the victim's testimony. Right? Now, victim gets out the car. He's about to walk towards him. He's about to walk towards him. And make note of the latitude and longitude because this is going to come up.
Now, the main thing I see about this is Hector, and again, this is pretty much when anyone gets enraged. If the person's getting out the car, the other person goes like, oh, we got to fight. I'm going to try and take you down. Like, you're the one starting it. But the old man, the elderly gentleman, doesn't do anything, just literally walks by Hector. And Hector just goes absolutely fucking batshit crazy.
You see him? Yes, that's him for sure. Victim right there. You probably don't see it. It cut because it's saved. Let's go run it back. You see him walking past. Look. Guy is walking away. Hector turns around. This is the guy's wife. Look at this. Look at this. He goes up to him, pushes him down.
Fucking scum that is, fucking Hector, you piece of shit. Like, there is no way you should have done that. You could have just let him go, said some words, you know, swore, and then kind of drove off. But the fact is that you had that split second choice and you went, do you know what? Fuck it. Let's go push this man down to the ground to show that you've got some sort of authority. I'm sorry, but this makes you look 10 times worse. The fact that you went after this man, you went after him. Whoa, this is not good at all. I hope that you don't get any work for such a long time, because I'm sorry, but you can't just go around assaulting people. You know, if you're going to blame it on mental health issues or what, like anger issues, then I'm sorry, but you just don't. You have that split second chance of just getting in, driving away, and not doing much. But I'm sorry. No, like, you're fucking scum. I hope you are completely taken out of the Ranger community. I hope that you never get invited to cons ever again. You don't deserve to have this community, the fans or anything. Like, what the fuck?
Now, where was the threat? Where was the threat at for this to happen? What caused this? What causes? Oh, anger issues. Anger issues. White car again that comes around and says, "Hey, why'd you do that?" He started it first. He's pointing, yelling, gets his little short ass in the raised truck.
Now, I said in my last video, if that person out of the car got up and went and attacked him, I reckon that they probably were about to stop and get out to help the old man. And Hector like cheesed it because he didn't want to be like punched by this other person or a fight to break out. So he was just like, "Fuck this shit, I'm out," like, "Fuck you" type thing, and then just like drove away. And you know that he probably went home, got really angry and started screaming at anyone. Like, this is fucking horrible. Hector, you're just scum. Like, bottom of the barrel scum. And I hope you get arrested. I hope they hit you with a book and go, "You're going to jail for the maximum time of this." And I hope that you pay a lot more. I know the elderly gentleman said that he's fine, but I think that any medical bills that had to be looked over by him, you have to pay, and you can't get out of it. This is horrible, Hector. Fucking horrible.
Now, what you don't see, and what the video cuts out, this is a person that's coming to assist the elderly man, right? So what does Hector do? Drives all the way around, but there's some things that you probably guys didn't see. Now, I looked up the latitude, longitude. This is exactly where it happened. The next picture I'll show you it's going to zoom in a little bit more for you guys. This is where Hector was at. This is where the old man was parked, right here.
Why couldn't you park in a better place? Like, I'm sure that you don't have anything wrong with you that warrants having plates or a blue badge or being disabled or whatnot, because you can do backflips. So obviously you can walk, you can do stuff. So yeah, why were you parked in a handicap thing? I've noticed this with a lot of drivers when they can't be bothered parking. I mean, if you look just here, you could have parked somewhere around here and walked literally to the mall, to the hardware store, and yet all you did was just attack an old man. So again, why are you parked in this? This is what I want to know.
Right here in a handicap spot. Notice Hector, handicap. This guy, handicap. Okay. Now, what I did on the next segment is we zoomed it in, and you're going to get to see it. You're going to see a clearer picture of Hector. You can do a side-by-side comparison, however you guys want to break it down, but let's go through it. There he goes. Now, mind you, Hector came up to his car. He came up to the victim's car. But I want you to pay attention. Pay close attention to what you're about to see. And you tell me if this is some mental illness, some anger issues. He's still yapping off over being called out for parking in a handicap spot without a sticker. Same phone case. People walking past looking. Now he's walking away. He could have walked away. Altercation is over. It's just verbal. It's just verbal. But no. Nope. He's right here about to block the guy's way. And what I want you to do is look at the guy's walker.
So we're going to get into the walker part in a second. But the fact is that you are blocking some man's way because you're angry at the fact that they have disabled plates that you can take 2 seconds to look at. This shows that Hector is a weak ass little bitch that can't fucking take anything. And literally he has to try to intimidate everyone. Like, this is absolutely messed up.
Now, unfortunately, there is a cut because it's saved. But who is the aggressor here? Who is the aggressor? Who is it? Boom. Now, if you look at the foot goes because Hector, according to the victim, is trying to kick the guy's walker out from under him.
So hearing that shows that you wanted this man to be on the floor. And does that make you feel big, Hector? Like, does this actually make you feel big because you argued? Like, you had to go at him. You're the one who started all of this. Does it make you feel big that you could take down a 60-year-old veteran? If none of the Ranger fans are going to start calling this out when we see loads of things of, oh, do you know, like, you know, we've got to look after our vets and stuff like that. And yet you've got Hector doing this, attacking and effectively bullying an elderly veteran. What's going to happen? Like, what are you going to do?
His words, exactly. Right there. I point to it. And he said, the victim said, look at the front wheels. Look at the front wheels. You can kind of see it. It's kind of blurry, but according to the victim right here, he was trying to kick the walker from up under him. He walks past. He's like, oh my God. Guy thinks it's over. He 100% thinks this is over. The incident is done. He walks past him. There's the victim's wife. This is slowed down. Here he comes up. Right from the guy's blind side. Pushes him over.
Now, because it's slowed down, seeing him actually grab it, throw it, and push the guy down, that there is just absolutely horrible. And I keep saying this, and I always will do, but you just don't do this to the elderly. And now we've got proper, decent footage of everything happening. How can Hector get away with this? How can he come out and say, oh man, I'm so sorry, or anything? He went for an elderly man because he didn't look up the plates properly or recognize them. And no matter what you do, you just don't go, oh, well, I'm just going to attack for no reason. This shows that Hector is a fucking little bitch. We've now got more of a clearer picture about Hector. We now know that he was arrested for domestic abuse. There is tons more stuff that I would like to go through, but it's going to take a lot more time. But I highly recommend you go check out Henry Resilient and check out the stuff that, you know, he's going to be putting out about this. He knows a lot more about court documents than I do and stuff like that. So he knows it and get through it like really quickly, quicker than I would do anyway. But the fact is, Hector has got tons of stuff now against him. He has, you know, we've got the video evidence. We've got everything right there. So to all the people who are defending him, I want to know why. Because a lot of people are going to come up and say, oh, I know him. I've known him for such a long time. How do we know this? Like, how do we actually know this? But yeah, I wanted to make an update video on Hector. I really wanted to talk about this. I think he is a massive scumbag and he needs to be in jail for as long as it is for his maximum sentence. I'm sorry, but you don't go after an elderly veteran who's helped serve your country. Sorry, no, that's just out of order. The guy was absolutely no threat, and Hector knew it was going to be an easy win, so that's why he did it. So that he can puff out his chest, go, yeah, and then go off and do something else. And the fact is that you've also been charged with domestic violence. Ooh, that's not a good look. I hope that you never attend another convention because they see everything that you've done. Anyway, I am going to leave it there. What are your thoughts? Let me know down below in the comments. Yeah, like, favorite, comment, and subscribe. Check out the channel memberships as well as the Patreon, and I will leave it there. Thank you very much for listening and watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.
It is amazing. Hector is one of my best friends now. We definitely had some rocky patches while we were filming. He's just a wild kid, you know. He flies by the seat of his pants. He's driven by his emotion, and sometimes it's not the most logical, but he always manages to come through unscathed. I don't know how he does it.
I want to say a big thank you to all my Patreon supporters, and I wanted to shout out Kimono Cat, Kira Stanada. Your help goes a long way to help support the channel, and if you want to help support the channel, the links to my Patreon and channel memberships are listed below in the description.
あらあら、チャンネルをサポートしてくれてありがとうございます。チャンネル登録、高評価お願いします。以下のリンクから商品を入手することができます。